Play some good old Satisfactory today. We had a really good stream on Tuesday. We got a lot of good stuff done. Had a crazy raid. We're going to jump right in today. And I am excited because we get to play with some new machines today. We have these blenders, which we've gotten the piping and tubing set up for the inputs. We got to set up the outputs for our fuel. But I also have to figure out what we're going to do with all the resin that we're going to be making. So I'm trying to decide what I want to work on first. I feel like I want to get the rubber and plastic thing figured out first. So we're going to jump in because we have this crazy build to work on today. So let's see here. These guys, this is where we're turning all of our crude oil into heavy oil residue, and as a byproduct we're making polymer resin. We have 20 times, I think it's 20, right? It's 10 on each side of these. So 20 times 10 is 200. So we're going to have 200 polymer resin. And I believe what I'd like to do is send this down below. And I'm trying to decide still if I want to replace completely what I'm doing down here or what. Because currently this is all of our rubber and plastic production, and these guys are making no rubber because... Why are you not making any rubber? Is it because the heavy oil residue is backed up? I feel like it's because the heavy oil residue is backed up and has no place to go. So these guys are currently not doing anything. You guys are not doing anything because the plastic is backed up. Hey, what's up, Spectre? How was yesterday's streak? It was great. It went really well. I'm happy. It went quite well. Okay, autosave immediately. So I feel like what I'm gonna want to do is upgrade this oil line that was supplying this guy and throw it all upstairs. Currently it's the this stuff is backed up, so it's not doing anything. How much? Let me figure something out. Let me see how much plastic and rubber we are making, and let's figure out how much we will be making with our new build. We are currently making 100 a minute of both. No, 100 a minute of rubber and 150 a minute of plastic, which is honestly not very much. Is that what we were doing? This was 20 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be 100 rubber, 100 plastic. It should be 100. Yeah, 100 plastic, 100 rubber. That's what it is. So if I were to take this alternate recipe of, we'll be making polymer resin, and we want to make residual plastic and residual rubber. This is going to be an interesting build here. Is it still streaking? It's still streaking. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but it is still streaking. All right. So it's 60 polymer resin plus 40. So 100 polymer resin is going to give me 20 rubber and 20 plastic. I'm actually using this recipe upstairs or something. Let me see here. Can I grab this stuff? Yes, I can. Get rid of this. So residual rubber, residual plastic. So each one of these, each combo here, will use 100 residual polymer, and I'm only making 200 residual polymer. Is that really all I'm making? A minute? That is not very much at all. That is not very much at all. I spoil you so much. Okay, that's a little weird, but okay. Man, I thought I'd be able to make a decent amount of plastic and rubber from this. Let me make sure I am figuring out the numbers correctly here. How much residual? Let's see. 20. I said 20 times 10. It's actually 20 times 20, isn't it? It's 20 times 20. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's actually 20 times 20. We're actually making 400, which is still not going to give us a crap ton of plastic and rubber like I was hoping for. So 20 times 20. So that'll be 400 polymer resin. So that would only be 4 of these guys, which 4 times 20 would be 80. 20 and 20. Oh, it's, yeah, okay. So it actually, that would reduce the amount of plastic and rubber we're making from this. However, there's also a recycled plastic and rubber build I think we want to do. And this takes fuel to turn excess rubber into plastic. This turns 30 rubber into plastic. Interesting. We have to pump fuel into this. Man, there was a build I was looking at. Give me 1 second here while I go to here. Satisfactory plastic and rubber setup. I feel like I saw a build. There's a picture I saw. Basically, yeah, I was looking at this picture the other day, which if you pump fuel into this build, you take half of the recycled rubber. So you make rubber and plastic from the recycled rubber and plastic build, and you take half of that and feed it back into the loop. And this just makes, how does he describe this? The 2 alternate recipes, recycled rubber and recycled plastic. You can set up a figure-8 loop of refineries which feed into each other. You don't need to actually supply rubber and plastic, just fuel. You manually prime the machines by tossing rubber or plastic. You can merge all together and split out half, which has the advantage of greater output when one side of it is full, but if starved for fuel, it could eventually run out of itself. So I am creating a crap ton of fuel. I wonder if I take some of the fuel that we're creating for power, split off some down to here, and use this recycled bill, I feel like we could maybe make something work with this. Like, I kind of want to flush out this system here. Let me deconstruct this. This has just got crude oil. I'm gonna... what is this doing? Where is this going? It's going nowhere. Okay, so I'm gonna flush this out. So that gets crude oil out of this entire system. And it's still getting crude oil apparently, so I need to flush this out a couple times. Flush the full pipe network. Flush it out. Get all this fuel out. Flush it. So that's flushing out all that oil. This is going to be the hardest part of the build, is figuring out how to balance plastic and rubber. Because what I'm thinking is that these would be recycled plastic. No, actually, okay, here, I got an idea. We do residual. We only need 4 of these, I think, 400. If I did this as residual plastic, that would be 100, 200. So I would do 4 of these guys. Residual plastic and residual plastic. So these 4 guys flush this entire thing again. I feel like still something in there. So those 4 guys, that would be 60 times 4, 240. If I did this side as recycled rubber, residual rubber, I mean to say. I did residual over here, right? Yeah. Residual rubber. Okay. Residual rubber. So that would be 40 times 4, which is 160. 160 plus 240. So that would use the 400 residual stuff a minute. And that would end 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4 here. And then after that, we start doing some recycled. And what we could do is have any excess fuel up top gets thrown down here and gets turned into recycled rubber and plastic. That's what I think I'd like to do. So that would be, this side would be recycled plastic. This side would be recycled rubber. So we'd need to figure out a way to balance this all out. So let me think here. So this input would actually be water, and we'd need to get residual, we would need to get the polymer resin here. So I think I'd actually want to change out this entire pipe segment anyway. All right. I want this to all be in the floor so I can now run belts over this. I should check and make sure I have space. I should have space, right? There's water below us. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And I want to get all this done before I turn on my fuel generators, just because once we do this, things are going to need to balance out. And if I don't balance them beforehand, I feel like that could be an issue. And this guy. Okay. And I honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think I want to get rid of these guys. I think I want to have a separate row for the recycled stuff. This was doing an output of stuff, but it's only going to output rubber. So actually all of these pipes can go as well, but I'll fix that later. First things first, let's get using a walkway. Where are my walkways here? This should allow me to get these guys set up the way we want. Perfect. Give me zoom mode, please. There. There we go. All right, that should be lined up correctly. Very nice. Okay. And we want to go all the way across here. This guy and this guy. Alright, this will allow me to pump in. This is going to be the water. This is going to be water from below. So we'll set up a pipe system here. How much water is this going to need? 20 plus 40. So 60 times 8. 480 water, which a Mark II pipe can do perfect. Alright, so this would go all the way across. To definitely be expandable if needed as well. And we would want to do... These guys are lined up correctly. These guys are actually lined up incorrectly. Damn, I have these lined up... Wait, did I not? I didn't line these guys up. I guess the inputs... This is awkward. How did I not line these up so that the liquid... I did these just wrong previously, or at least differently than I did before. So I think what I want is this whole row to get moved over a scotch. Technical term there, scotch. How did I get these to line up? That was also using, I guess, this guy. this, and this. That should allow me to get this lined up correctly, hopefully. This guy. There it is. Is that right? That is almost correct. No, actually, it should have been connected to that guy. I swear, sometimes getting things to go where I want them to go is the hardest part of this game. Okay, so if I go this, line up with this thing here, I want it to go to this guy. I think, you know what? I think I have to turn this. I think I have to turn this. That would be... And if I have that go this direction, will that now let me put that here? Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now I need to move this entire row, which is recycled, residual plastic, to line up so that the water will go in the same side. This is a pretty major rework of our plastic and rubber production, so 8. This is where the circle will be. Is that right? That looks, I think that's right. Let me test it by putting a pipe and make sure everything lines up. This, Mark 1 pipe. I want that to be noodle mode. Noodle. This. Perfect, that's exactly what I want. So now I just need 3 more of these guys, which would be... is that right? That is... What's up, Shogi? Plastic and rubber ducky production, don't you mean? Rubber ducky, you're the one. Rubber ducky, you're so fun. So, what's that? Looks like a good old Sesame Street Bert and Ernie thing or something, isn't it? Yes, it's totally rubber and plastic ducky production. That is totally what we're going for here. Yeah, I think that one is not correct. That should be right. Beautiful. Let's make sure they're all lined up here. That looks good. Okay, and then these guys are residual plastic, polymer resin. Perfect. Copy. Paste. Good morning to you, Shogi. Hope you're having a good one. Are you still off, or are you having to... Are you back working again? I know you said you were off for a few days. I'm guessing you had a long weekend for the 4th of July or something like that. So this. And this. And this. And we go like this. And we go like this. And we go like this. You're working today. Ah. Oh man. Back to the grind. Okay, that's really good. So this will allow us to have the polymer resin run through the middle here. So polymer resin, I probably want to have it flow back and down to here. So I'll probably bring it down to here. So we'd have a bunch of splitters. So that would be splitter this way. Okay. So that'd be there, and then there, there, and there, 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 and that should be right. And this guy is 60 a minute. So 60 a minute's the most, so I should be good to do Mark 1 belts into all these guys. 40 a minute, okay. So this will deliver the polymer resin from up above, and we'll be turning that into plastic and rubber. Only to look at the numbers of all these things. Oops. And how much? Oh, Jesus, come on. What did I say? It's 400 a minute. Didn't I say that? 60. Yeah, it's 400 a minute. Do I have Mark 5 belts unlocked yet? I don't, but Mark 4 does 480. Okay, so I can do this with Mark 4 belts. Thank goodness. I was worried I didn't have the fast enough belts for this yet, but it looks like we do. At least for this first setup. So there's that, that, and that. Okay. So, and then this will be bringing down polymer resin from upstairs. I don't know exactly where yet, but I'll do that as the reference point. And actually, this will let me put a floor thing exactly where I need it to go as a reference point, which I think would be there. Let's actually find out if that's right. It says overlapping. So I think that means I need this to... Is that not right? That should be purple if that worked correctly. I feel like that looks right. Let me move this and see if that's better. No, that first one I'm pretty sure was right. Yeah, that's definitely not right. So the other way was correct. I think there may be something above that, and that's why it's giving me the error. There we go. All right, so that's where we'll want to send that down, but we can move it somewhere else if we need to. Okay, so that will be polymer resin comes from above, comes down into here, gives us plastic and rubber. This will be, these are each 20 a piece. So 20 times 4. This is going to be 80 plastic and rubber. Let me actually put those numbers in here so I can keep track of these things. That would be 80 a minute and 80 a minute, but that is not all the production we're going to do because I also want to inject fuel, any excess fuel, to another row that we're going to use for recycled. So let me get rid of all these pipes, because all these pipes are not useful for us. Okay. Okay. Because these guys are just going to be outputting stuff. I'm going to want another row over here. Part of it's going to be elevated too. Let me figure that out. It's going to be inputting from this place, so I'd want it to be here. So this is where the elevated thing starts. That's what I would want here. I believe that's right. Whoops. Pretty far down. And this is going to be recycled. I think this is going to be recycled rubber and plastic we're going to do. So it's two things, then it's the half pipe. Two guys and the half pipe, so we can make this correctly from the beginning here. So that would be like that, and then from here it'd be like that. I going to have room for this? Am I going to overlap anything? I think we'll be good. And then this is the raised platform. And I'm out of concrete, okay. Alright, this is going to be one crazy build. I'm hoping we can finish this build today. We are making some rubber. All that rubber is actually a byproduct from the fuel up top we're making. So, what I can do is have any excess fuel that's not being burned. I could have like an overflow that goes down to this bottom floor. I think I can make something like that work. Although they don't have smart pipes yet, so I don't know if there's a way to make overflow for pipes. If Vega shows up, Vega may be able to tell me how to do that, because I think there's something you could do with the way pipes fill to have there be an overflow thing. Let me get my tickets off of me while I'm over here. Put my tickets here. And grab these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get plenty of that. Do I have any rubber over here yet? Nope, it's all being eaten by our factory currently because we've destroyed our rubber production. Although it was destroyed before we did all this because it was backed up because of the way rubber and plastic works. So I'm hoping this new build will be a consistent production of rubber and plastic that won't run out. That's going to be an interesting challenge. I think there's going to be like a constant stream of 80 for each, and then we'll have extra being made from the fuel. What I think I might actually do is have a few I need to figure out a way to have overflow of fuel do something. That's what I need to figure out. A way to have fuel be overflow. And I think there might be a way to do that. Right, so I believe that's what I want to do. And then we'd have this guy go across here. So if I continue this across, it'll be a lower lip there. Guy across here. And then this would be recycled plastic and rubber. So let me see if I can figure this out. So it would be on this side first. And like that, I believe. So this would be recycled rubber. So fuel plus plastic into this would give us rubber. What's interesting about this build is it turns 30 plastic into 60 rubber a minute using fuel. So I think what I'm going to want to do is take 30 from our constant build and send it over here. The problem is we need to make sure we always have fuel for this build. So figuring out this balance is going to be interesting. All right, so we want to line up the yellow circle with this guy. Is that right? Yes. So we would have, this would be the recycled plastic. And we would be providing fuel to this thing at some number. I don't know the amount yet. I feel like the amounts are going to be the hardest part of all this. Okay. So we go like this. So I'm thinking I start with, maybe just start with 4 on each side and go from there. See if I can figure out numbers for all this. I swear, getting the ratios of plastic and rubber correct. One of the toughest things I've had to do in this game and I've had to do it I did a huge build for plastic and rubber in my last game, and I don't remember, that was what I lost. It was a big plastic and rubber build. What I lost in my last game. Bam. So this guy would be right in the middle there. This guy would be right in the middle there. And one more right in the middle there. Is that lined up? That looks right, I believe. So we go like that. We go like... this one... How is this one not lined up correctly? Are you in the wrong spot? This guy's in the wrong spot, actually. There. Hey, what's up, Factoid? And RPG Nerdos, good to see you guys. You have any secrets for balancing rubber and plastic, Factoid? I feel like getting those to balance is a challenge. Currently, the build I'm working on is this line of refineries is going to convert my 400 polymer resin into 80 rubber and plastic. I'm thinking of using some residual, some fuel from our fuel build upstairs to send to a recycled plastic thing, to make use of recycled plastic and rubber, because I feel like that's one of the ways to increase your production of that, is using a recycled thing, because with fuel you can turn a smaller amount of plastic into a larger amount of rubber, and same thing with a smaller amount of rubber into a larger amount of plastic. So that's currently what I'm hoping to do, with portion some of the fuel I was going to use for power into actual rubber and plastic increased production numbers kind of thing. Alright, how do I get this set up again? So I think I did this. No, I did this. And then this. And that allowed me to do this. There. Beautiful. Alright. So these would be the inputs for, you are recycled rubber, and I think one of these I did wrong. Recycled rubber. Actually, this will be a little awkward because one side's going to need rubber, one side's going to need plastic. I should be able to stack things, and that'll be fine. So that... Is that right? Recycled plastic? Yes. Copy. Paste. Fuels and multiplier for plastic and rubber. How much am I trying to get? There's a build that is really big but perfectly balanced, 300 oil to 900 plastic or rubber with 0 byproduct. Hey, what's up, Trollofax? I don't have a specific goal number of plastic and rubber. It's more like I would like to get a decent amount using the fuel production that I have set up. Maybe the best way to figure this out would be check how much fuel I'll be producing and siphon off a small portion of that for this stuff. So let me remind myself how much fuel we're making. We are making 100 fuel a minute times, what is it, 8? 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're making 1,600 fuel a minute. So if I siphoned a small amount of that off for some recycled plastic and rubber, how much could I make that into? It's easier than it used to be thanks to diluted fuel and blenders, but it's still a ton of refineries. Well, let me see. So we have 1,600 fuel. Each one of these takes 30. Is it 30 on both sides? It's 30 on both sides. So... 30 times, I currently have 8. It's 240. So this right here would use 240 fuel a minute. What if is there an even number? 400 divided by 8? 50. What was I thinking? 400 divided by 30. What's an even number? 30 times 10. So if I used 300 fuel a minute, I could do 10 of these recycler guys. With all that fuel, I could make 900 rubber, 900 plastic if I use all the resin to make a starter product. Well, I don't want to use all of that fuel, because that fuel is going to be my power. I want to use a small amount of that fuel to give me a slightly increased plastic and rubber production. So I'm thinking I use like 300 of that fuel for 10 of these guys. Like an 8:9 ratio of plastic to rubber. So currently I have 8. So if I did one more of each of these guys, that would give me 10. That would be that. And that. Whoops. That is plastic, yeah. And then copy, and that is completely in the wrong place. All right. Because I know... Interesting. Okay, I just had an idea. So, how much rubber a minute would this be consuming? I wouldn't actually be creating enough rubber to fuel all these guys from there. But when these guys get started, they will fuel each other. That's the crazy thing. This 30 plastic, this 60 rubber, only 30 of it needs to go in here to create 60 plastic. So the idea behind this build is you take half of the plastic you're producing, half is output, the other half is input to keep this thing running. So this got kind of a circular thing going on. And all I got to do is inject fuel into this, which I'll be creating upstairs, and I'd be using 300 of the fuel. Where are you? You're here. There. I'm kind of winging this little build here, but I think we can make this work well. So basically, let me figure this out. This, I would output all of this stuff. This would be 60 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 times 5 is 300. So I'd split off half of it, which would actually just be a single splitter. A single splitter that's not even a smart splitter would do this correctly for us. 1, 2, 1, 2. The big loop, and the more fuel you pump in, the more output you get. 900 is just where it happens to perfectly balance, where you have no excess resin or fuel to deal with. Well, I'm not using resin in this part. You can always sink excess resin and burn excess fuel in generators. The big loop, the more... So with 900 fuel, that's perfectly balanced, where you have no excess resin or fuel to deal with. Okay. So it sounds like if I use 900 fuel instead of the 300 fuel, how would that work? 900 fuel. Because currently this build right here is using up all of the resin that we were creating with our fuel production. I already have a way to sink all of my resin. Right, like this small build already eats all the resin based on what I calculated. It's 800 fuel, 900 plastic, or rubber output. Uh, oh, it's 300 oil into 900 plastic. Plastic is what you're talking about, not fuel. Polymer resin. Okay. All right. So my plan is that this is going to be a steady 80 each of plastic and rubber, just recycling the polymer resin. This over here is going to turn 300 fuel into some amount of rubber and plastic. So let me figure out the way this would flow. So it'd be like that. This. This. And this. Damn it. Come on, come on, come on. Do what I want you to do because I want you to do it. Jeez. I am bad at lining up the mergers today, apparently. So this is going to be a total of, what did I say, 60 times 5, 300. So that will need a Mark 4 belt by the end. Let's just do a Mark 4 all the way. There. So this is the output, and we want half of this to go to the input of those guys. So we would put a splitter right here, where half of 400 would be 200. So I do like a Mark III belt going out. The other half we would wrap around to be input for that other side over there. 1, 2. Am I right in my numbers? 60 times 5. 300 divided by 2. That's only 150 plastic. Is 150 30 times 5? Yes, it is. Okay, so all I will have to do will be to inject a small amount of rubber and plastic to get this all started. And then this would self-sustain itself because of fuel is the fuel. I'm going to go this way all the way around here. You're seeing your resin, you can actually get a lot of plastic fuel by mixing it with water. Mixing it with water. Yeah, I need water with the resin here. If you're sinking your resin, you can actually get a lot of plastic or fuel by mixing it with water. Yeah, I'm using this build if that's what you're talking about, the residual stuff. All right, let me see how this is going to work. I'm going to want a splitter here. This direction. Where's the middle? That's not where it is. Splitter. That's not it either. There it is. So this would be input of plastic, which is output of this side. Okay, so that would be 1, 2, 1, 2 here. And does that line up perfectly? It does not. 1, 2. That should, though. Okay. Did I already finish Sky Tower generators? No. Part of the problem with that zombie shop is I actually ran out of rubber. However, I have a feeling I was only 25 fuel generators short. I'm now planning, because of my plastic rubber production I'm doing, to use some of that fuel instead of for power to actually fuel some extra rubber and plastic production. I won't need quite as many generators anyway, but once I get this rubber and plastic thing done, I'll actually be able to figure out. I think I'll need a few less fuel generators as I was originally going to do. So All right, so we're gonna do, this is gonna be interesting. So can I even split this to be, let's see. Let me space 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. If I put this, does this work? No, that doesn't work. So I'm just going to have my splitters be slightly awkwardly stacked, and that's fine. So that's there. That's there. That is there. That is there. So these would be the inputs of plastic to give us rubber. And Mark III belt going along here. There. And the way I want to do these others is I want to... I shouldn't have done that. Because I need to stack these guys first. Because the output... Let me make sure this is going to work, because I believe I'm going to need to do this. Oh, no. Okay, alright. God, I wanted that to look good. Okay, I'm going to have to do... Okay, to make this not look ridiculous, or at least semi-balanced, let me make sure this is going to work. I would actually need it to be closer. So it'd be like that. No, it wouldn't. It would be... I need this one. Whichever one is up top needs to be further away. Actually, I could have... Okay, I could have them both be up top, and this would work, I think. So if I had this guy... 1, 2, 1, 2. If I had you like this, I could go like that. Okay. And then I just stack each one of those like that. Okay. And then this guy. And this will look weird but cool. And weird but cool is something I'm cool with. 1, 2. Like this. If I could line them up correctly, if the damn green lines would be where I want them to be. This. That. So that would be like that, and I take away the bottom guys, and we have a double row going like that. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. I just need to get the inputs to be in the right place. So that would be... Yeah, that's actually perfect. This needs plastic, and this is supplying plastic. So this guy would be 1, 2 here to there, and the other guy would do a similar thing over here, where if I want it to be exactly even, that would be right in the middle of that guy. Or there, or there. It's going to be one of those three. And I'm going to want, let's see, there's going to be a merger here. I want to get this all, I want this to be all even so it looks at least semi-decent. So that's a merger. This is going to be an output of rubber. It's going to go to the fuel production. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2, and up. Hold on a second. Okay, it's actually up from further back. Is it in the middle? This one actually, yes, it was in the middle. This is actually incorrect. That's gonna go, How did I do this? The output. The output is there. Okay, the line's coming from further away. Okay, okay. Now I know what I need to do. I need an extra foundation line. Here's what I need. This is going the wrong direction. Let me get a pole. This will be how I do this. 1, 2. But I have to do it further back. Blah, 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 blah. Dog walking time, be back in a bit. Okay. You go up 3 splitters high, you might be able to squeeze in elevators instead of ramps. You can get those just a little tighter. Elevators instead of ramps. Oh, interesting. I think I'm gonna be fine with what I have here. You like these types of games, but you usually prefer 2D to 3D, so you probably like Factorio, I'm guessing. Let's see. 1, 2. Like you always enjoy Terraria more than Minecraft. Okay. Okay, so which one of these is going to be even to this guy? I think it is... I think it's the middle one? I want these to be the same. I want these to be even. Does that look the same? No, I think it actually is this first one. Actually. That look right? Yes, that looks right. Okay, good. So that'll be correct. And then that would go to there. And beautiful. And that'll be a nice, weird, cascading waterfall of stuff. FTL looks really high res and also in first person today. Lol, been a while since we've heard that. Joke. Factoid said the super efficient loop is hard to explain. You take the resin from your heavy oil byproducts, use that to make rubber, use some of that rubber combined with fuel to make plastic, then use that plastic combined with more fuel to make rubber again. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. It's kind of what this build is. All right, so now what I need to do is just start stacking up splitters in place. So it would be here. 1, 2. Okay, let's get these stacks of splitters going here. Get rid of all this. Yeah, Factorio is the factory, the 2D factory game you're probably talking about. And I think this and Factorio are both amazing games. I like this game probably a little bit better because I like the third dimension, but I definitely understand people preferring the 2D. Definitely understand that. Okay, let me check these are good as I go. Freaking autosave, okay. All right, this guy is there and there. This guy is there and there. There and there. 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 That looks right. There. And that should be the last one. Now, deconstruct all the bottom guys and hope I space this correctly. I only placed these bottom dudes so I can stack the top ones, the other ones on top of them. Alright, and let's check each one of these guys to see if they're going to do what I want it to do. This to there, that 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 to there. I hope I got the directions and all the inputs and outputs right. I think I did. We'll find out right now, though. After you study, you realize that's probably this Twitch equivalent of, oh, it doesn't scan, it must be free. That grocery store clerk's always here. Well, I mean, in this game, what I hear all the time is, this game is called Satisfactory. So the pun that almost everybody says every time they come in is going to be, oh, is your factory satisfactory today? That's Do you have a satisfactory build going, Rand? Oh, yes. I do. Thanks for asking. Oh, God. But yes, every game I play, everybody's like, "This is a weird version of FTL mods." Yep, yep. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. So basically what this is doing is half of the output of plastic will be going to serve as the input of rubber with fuel. So let me get the outputs of this set up. So that's going to be mergers. Actually, this doesn't need the first one doesn't need a merger. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we get mergers for all these guys. That'll be there. There. Is it satisfactory? Yes, it is. I'm so satisfied and feel so much satisfactoriation going on right now. And I'm out of the iron rods. Damn, I should have grabbed some of those earlier. Guess I didn't realize I was going to be making 8,000 mergers and splitters. That looks satisfactory. So you're saying the jokes have not been satisfactory. Ah, it's my own damn fault for giving you guys ideas for more stupid bad puns. My own damn fault, I guess. No, no, the puns are not satisfactory. They are not. They are never satisfactory. So good job on not being satisfactory. Okay, this guy, let's see here. Come on. Double clicking. 2, 3. What else do I need a lot of? Just regular iron plates. Probably Mark IV belts. I need a bunch more of. Let's see, what else do I need? Motors. I need rubber and plastic, of course, but working on that. I don't need this random sulfur on me. I don't know why I have it. Okay, let me grab copper and reinforced iron plates and steel beams, the belt things. I clearly need more concrete. Kappa. Well, you Kappa that, but I use a crap ton of concrete on my builds, so it actually doesn't hurt to get more concrete. But I don't need any more right now, actually. Tra-la-la-la-la, I don't actually need more concrete. Come on. There. And these guys, 1, 2, because I'm going to be using Mark IV belts, and steel beams are here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is probably good for right now. Do I have wire? Do I need wire? I'm good on wire. Okay. I'm going to get what I need so I don't have to make another trip. Regular modular frames. Okay. What am I building towards? What's the end game? You see the top right of the screen, it says objective complete phase 4. That's the end of the game right now. This game is still in early access, so there's not a true ending point. And when people ask that question, what's the end game in games like this, it's like, what's the end game of Terraria? What's the end game of Factorio? I mean, there's an artificial one of a final boss, or in Factorio, launching a rocket to get off the planet. But those are artificial. The real end game is whatever you want it to be. It's usually an end goal of, I want to make 5,000 nuclear reactors or something. So this isn't a game you beat so much as come up with a goal and work towards accomplishing that goal. So all that is to say is there's not really a real end game. It's not like FTL where you're trying to beat the boss every time. I think once this game is in full release, there will be some sort of side objective of, there's like these weird alien artifacts that are currently, they all say WIP, which means work in progress. I think endgame, there's going to be something to do with those, but those don't do anything yet. All right, so splitter. So we go Mark IV belt, go Mark III belt. 1, 2, 1, 2. This. this. Like this. Okay. Still on early access, looking good. Oh yeah, this game has. I've ever since I started playing this game, I've always thought graphically it just looks gorgeous. The general goal is build stuff. There's no real goal. You build stuff. You work your way up the tech tier tree. You see all this stuff we can build? We started off with like nothing in here, and we've slowly worked on constructors automate a single part into another single part. An assembler takes 2 parts and makes it into a new item. Manufacturer takes 3 or 4 items into a new item. Refinery takes liquids plus solids and turns them into other liquids plus solids. A blender blends multiple things into new stuff. It's just, you work your way up a tier list, and I just pressed the button I didn't want to press. This. Okay, so now that's good. So now these we can combine with our actual output of rubber and plastic, which, let's set that up over here. So these guys are already set up. I'm going to do a Mark III belt on these guys, even though I don't really need a Mark III belt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this merge onto here. This is going to be the output of our plastic and rubber Mark III belt, and this is going to be, how did that not line up correctly? Let's fix that. 1, 2, like that. Mark IV. Mark IV belt going into this guy. Very nice. Is that right? Is this an output of, this is an output of plastic. So that is incorrect. Because this is going to be rubber. So this guy will need to go over here. So Mark III belt. One, two, we'll go here. This will go over here. And that'll go down into there. Okay, so that will be the output that will be going to our rubber. Is that correct? Are you rubber? You should be rubber. You are an output of rubber. Nice. Even if this is still early access, it looks pretty satisfactory. Oh my god. You didn't get to see the blender in action. Can you showcase it when I get a second? I haven't turned it on yet, Zombie Shop. We will do a whole big thing when we watch it. As you can see, it's upstairs not... Well, you can't see. It's upstairs not doing anything. So you haven't missed anything yet, honestly. You have not missed it. So don't worry. I will definitely showcase it once we actually start using the thing. Basically, all this build I'm doing right now is a merger of a bunch of different builds. So none of it's going to be working until I finish it all. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that will be soon TM is when that we'll get to see this in action. You know what? I want this to be all expandable. So if that's the case, I actually want you to go underneath here. Which is the same as this. I want this to go underneath because if I ever want to expand this, I want things to always be expandable. So if that is the case, building up a tech tree is some goal, yes. So the further you get, the more complex the working parts get, absolutely. That is quite... That's a good description of most games like this. And yeah, that's very true for this game. You've been playing 40 hours, you didn't know you could put splitters mergers directly on an existing belt? Yep, there's a lot of little cool stuff you could do like that. I think the best way to do this would be to go something like this. Like this. And that. So that would connect into there. And now I can build underneath here to bring that across, which is what I'd like to do. And we go like this. Go like this. R. that. So we go like that, and then we bring that underneath across over here. Let's get, if I get a power line over here. Actually, I have power lines. Are those connected to anything? If those are connected, hopefully I'll be able to hover here for this. Okay, look, good. I can hover. Perfect. So now what I want to do, I want to bring this underneath here. So this, 1, 2, so there, 1, 2, and that needs to go across there, and it's too long. Damn. So I wish there were a floor under. It would be cool as if you could turn stackable conveyor belt poles upside down, so I could even this out. But you say, "Oh my God," because my Satisfactory poem is so satisfactory. Kappa. No, that's not why I said that. What do those boxes do that the belts all lead into? They split or merge belts. Conveyor floor holes are newer. Well, they were not in the game the last time I played them, so I don't know exactly how new they are. Exactly how new they are. Is that a word? Is that a phrase? I think so. How am I going to do this? I basically need... Jeez. In order for this to look not ridiculous, I need like a wall. Ah, I know what I need. Aha, this is what I need. Wall things here. That should work. There we go. Just need to get that to line up in a way that's not super ugly. This is going to go down, isn't it? Come on, game. Come on. That goes down. So if I want it to not go down and have it be perfectly straight, I need... to mess with some half foundations here. So if I go like... why are you connected to that guy? Okay, let me get rid of that guy. That is definitely not the way I was hoping that would work. Stop it. There. Okay. Okay. What is that still going down? Let me... This is... Oh, is that good? Oh, that's straight across. Perfect. Okay. Beautimus. Aha! Whoa, mwah! I think it's going straight across. Is that going straight across? Looks pretty straight. It's probably about as straight as I'm going to get it. Looks pretty darn good to me, actually. So that'll go underneath. Hide our belt so it looks clean. And that way I can now expand this over without messing anything up. Let's see. You've been putting off starting a new file for more updates, but you don't think you can wait anymore. That's why I started this one, because I had the same exact problem. I was too ready to get this all going, man. I was too ready to play with all the new stuff they've added. All right, so this guy. Let's do this one. Like if I expand this, I might have to. I think so worried about if I build here. I'm not planning on expanding this anytime soon, but I don't want to make it so that it's unexpandable. So how do I want to do this? How far away are each of these guys? Let me figure this out. So you're there. So they are one block and then there. So the next one would be there. The next one would be there. So I think this would be clear. I think I'm clear to do this. Although I think I want it to be on the outside to make sure I don't have any overlap with platforms that I might place later. So there's a lot of stuff they've added that make convenience things more convenient in the latest builds of the game. So I'm kind of like you. I had to play it. Is this a splitter or this should be a merger? This is a merger. So this should be going in to go out. That should be right. Okay. So now we line this guy up with a floor hole here. A Mark III conveyor lift. Great. And then we gotta go underneath here. Oh! Come on. Okay, I had no power down here. Okay. And then I'll have to figure out probably a similar thing to make that work. Where we put like a wall thing. So somewhere around here I need a wall guy. What level did I do that on? I think around here somewhere. That I think is too low. That, I got a green line, but that is, oh, you're supposed to be, okay. Yeah, actually put one below before I told it to, which is interesting. 1, 2. That's where I want that. Is that straight? I believe that looks straight. I'm doing this from so far away because I don't have power. These hover... 1, 2. This hover pack works on electricity. So I have to be close to a power line for it to work. Okay, that looks really good, actually. Ha! And that should be high enough that that won't have any issue with water. Water poles being an issue, and we can even run more water piping through that. Mwah! Delicioso! It's great. And then we just need Mark III belt to there. Okay, so that should work, I believe. Okay, so Mark IV belt. This will be the output of plastic, and that'll be the output of rubber. Okay, is that good for this part of the build? I'll need to plug in power to all these guys, but I also need to pipe fuel down to here. I think my build is almost done. I think the only thing... oh, wait, no. Over on this side, I need to fix the inputs and outputs. I need to fix the outputs of these guys. I'm basically... Hey, Gorbachev, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm basically adapting my old plastic/rubber build to a completely new, hopefully better balanced, higher throughput setup kind of thing. It's a great time to play. The new content added for ammunition is actually a decent challenge to automate fully. Lots of multi-step logistics and reuse of inputs across multiple lines. Nice. Ammo is one thing I am going to have to work on at some point. I don't even have smokeless powder or whatever it's called going yet. Alright, so merger this, and this is going to be making 20 a minute. 1, 2, 1, 2. So there, and we'll do Mark III belts here, here. This only needs to be Mark III, and here, it'll definitely need to be Mark 4 after this gets inserted there. And then Mark 1 outputs. You can use pulse obelisks and ramps to create instant fast travel anywhere in the world. Pulse obelisks and ramps. Wow, that sounds pretty crazy. Okay, so I have the input set up. I do. That's where the resin's coming in. This is I'm gonna need to set up water here. Let me get these guys plugged in next. And then we'll get water figured out for these guys. This, 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 this. And this, this, this. This guy. Oh, these guys are already plugged in. But I do need to attach them. There. Yep, those guys I didn't actually change. These power lines are extra. And then we take this power across to these machines over here. Oh, I didn't plug that in. I need to do that. That. You'll be a Mark II pole. Let me plug the rest of this in there. Did I do the rest of these already? I think that all looks right. Good. This is your first time ever playing, so you're not experimental. You just unlock jetpacks and kind of want to go to experimental just for the multi-body equipment slots. That's the biggest quality of life improvement they added with the experimental. And I think it's absolutely worth playing experimental literally just for that. That was before the last time I played. What is happening here? The last time I played, that was the #1 thing I was wishing was a thing that I could use. The double body slots is just ridiculously amazing for ease of movement around the map. You can give me a video, it's 45 seconds long. New fast travel system makes hypertube cannons. I would rather... I need to pull up my chat on my main computer so I can show that on stream. Although, maybe I shouldn't show it on stream, because who knows if it's going to get my stream demonetized or something. So I will watch it later. Why is this? Is this powered? It shouldn't be powered. There it is. I'll watch that later. Maybe we can try whatever that is on stream once we are able to. Okay, and then one last one. It's clean. What does clean mean? How goes the power jittery out? It's going. We're working on the plastic and rubber using some fuel and the polymer resin. If by clean you mean there's no music, I still don't want to click on a random video on a video that I'm going to upload to YouTube later, just because I don't want to worry about any sort of other content creator whatevers. Okay, so I think these are all powered. Inputs are good. I'll need to insert fuel into that. I'll need to insert polymer resin into this. I need to have water into these. So I need to get water pumped for these. 20 times 1, 2, 3, 4 times 8. Only 160 water I need. I feel like with all this unplugging I've done, I probably have some water guys not being used somewhere potentially. Let me... What does this go into? It's going up to the top floor. Okay, that is being used. I think all the water I currently have is being used. Nothing in there that would get you demonetized, just gameplay footage. You understand? Yeah, I'll watch it later. I will absolutely check it out. I'm always more nervous about that kind of stuff than I should be, probably. But As a content creator, you just have to be careful, you know. What did I say? 160. So I think I can use a single overclocked water guy for this. But what I do always want to do is always use static pressure. So that would be... That's the oil, and I'm going to be converting that to go up there. I need to increase that to 600 oil and then move that up, but that's something I still got to get something else done first. So I want to do... where do I want to do this? Probably like right here. I think what I did was used the tallest guy even with everybody else. Come on, come on, come on. I know you can, the bottom can line up with the bottom. There it is. There we go. Okay. So that would be... that. You like my half pipes under the floor? Looks cool. Thank you. That's one of the goals I had for this playthrough, is to use half pipes for certain things. Alright, so that is 160. So we bring this. Because I agree, half pipes do look cool. So I wanted to use them for piping. I saw a YouTuber do that, and I wanted to do that some myself this playthrough. 1, 2, 1, 2. That will go there. And then I can cover up this floor. Like this. This. Okay. Pipe kind of goes through there a little bit, but that's fine. And then we bring in through the wall a water, 100 and whatever water I said a minute. There. Okay. I said 160 water a minute needs to go up there. We can set up a quick extractor guy here. And I can almost perfectly line this up too, which would be nice. Over. Oof. All right, at the water's edge. I love it. And 160. And I always like to go just a little bit higher than that. So we're going to overclock to like 170. Make sure we have enough there. This should only need a Mark 1, but we're using the better versions of things, so we don't have any issues with that. And that should have no problems getting up there. Power to there. Power to there. Wait a minute, this does not look temporary. What's going on? What are you doing? You're doing permanent builds? That's not how you build, Rand. I know, I know. It's not how I build, but it's how I build today. You can type in the numbers of adjusting a slider. Yes, you can. Hey, at least I'm teaching new stuff to some random people. You just finished. I'm glad you're. I'm teaching stuff to people in chat. That's great. You just finished building together your tier 8 parts factory that will feed your storage room. Still have some electrical input line to work, but the hard part is done. Nice. That'll deserve a GG cookie time almost. Okay, so that should. I should start seeing water go here, right? All right, water going in. Flowing 156 a minute. Should be... Okay, 160 a minute is what we actually need. I should see water coming in here. You know what? I bet I have to flush a pipe. No? Okay, it's probably just going to take a little bit. I keep hitting B on accident. It's so freaking dark. All right, we're starting to get some water. It'll take it a bit to spin up because it's a whatchamacallit, manifold, whatever. So that is the water set up, the polymer resin, and the fuel. So let's do polymer resin first, because after that is going to be the hardest part, which is getting all the fuel that we're going to be creating, 1,600 a minute, the right amounts going to the right places. So you can also type in equations. You can type in equations in like this place right here. That's weird. Directly in the machine. So if you know a ratio but forget the exact number, you type in the ratio and the machine will calculate it for you. Wow, that's great. That is crazy. All right, so this is the polymer resin, and I haven't set up the outputs for these guys yet. So let's do that. I purposefully hadn't set up the polymer resin outputs because I wasn't sure where they're going to go yet. I think the piping all looks good though, right? Yeah, this pipe is going to be the output of the heavy oil residue, and I think I do have that going where it needs to go. Yep, that's all set up. Okay. Ah, here's the... Oh, now that's crazy. It automatically put the floor hole all the way through this gigantic thing. That's actually pretty cool. It's not going to work there, but that's cool that it put it there. I feel like if I put the floor hole here, this one should work, actually. A little funky overlap going through some things, but... Well, that one didn't go all the way through. Why did that one go all the way through? The other one didn't, I wonder. I don't know. That's fine. Oh! Okay, that one worked. Okay, apparently going through the bottom block. It's because we have some overlapping stuff going on here is probably why. Come on, autosave, come on. There we go. So that is going to be where polymer resin goes, which is being created by both sides of this. So we're going to need a merger. I learned you can put a merger on something recently. If I have... How much polymer resin is it? 20, it's 400. So it needs to be 400 is Mark IV. I believe I learned that you can put a merger directly on these guys. Yes. You can actually put a merger directly on a vertical guy, which I didn't know about until I saw a Reddit post about that recently. So I'm learning a bunch of random stuff too. Okay, so the output of the polymer resin is going to be coming out this way. So that'll be merger here. Make sure these guys are lined up correctly. Mark IV belt. Is that all lined up right in the middle? Yes, it is. Okay. You can do that with pipe holes too. With floor holes? Or you mean pipe... Oh, you mean like pipe wall holes and stuff, I think is what you mean. Okay. That's cool. And lots of quality of life things they keep adding. I love it. Where are you? You're here and there. Okay. And there's a hole in the ground there. That should be right. There. And this will be the first one. 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is 20 per, so I don't need to do Mark IV belts till... do Mark 1 to there. I'll do Mark 3 here, and then we'll go to Mark 4 from here on out. Even though that's probably overkill in those belts. That's the way I'm going to do it. Actually, it's 200 on this side, isn't it? It's 400 in total. This is 20 times 10. It's actually only 200. I only need a Mark 3 on this side, actually. So I'm going to instantly change my mind. After we get to the merger where we merge these both sides together, we will need a Mark 4 belt. Which, let's see here. 1, 2. And that should be a straight line there. Very nice. Okay, this one's going to be a little funkier, so what I'm going to do... That's not going to work very well. Okay, this is just not going to be as clean because we have a bunch of pipes in the way, but that's... I won't let it bother me, I say, as my eye starts twitching. It's not going to bother me. Sure this works, this, and that is in the middle. Looks good. Okay. Mark 5 belts go zoom. Even though pipes are bi-directional, it still seems to matter what order you connect them through holes. Really? Pipes matter for that? I don't think I've ever had an issue with that yet, but okay, that's good to know. I didn't know pipes... Yeah, pipes don't really have a specific direction they go, right? Okay. That's why they have valves to help make sure the directionality is correct sometimes, so you don't get backflow or something. That, and then Mark 1s for outputs. Let's do this backwards so I can not have to jump over stuff. Alright, so this is the polymer resin outputs. And is that the last one? Nope. Whoa! Whoa! That is not where I meant for that to go. Okay. I didn't know you could do that. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Okay, so that will be polymer resin outputs. So Mark 3 belt. How can I do this without looking too spaghetti? I don't know. It's probably going to look pretty spaghetti, honestly. Probably we just go, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. It's a little spaghetti, but at least it's just straight curvy spaghetti. All right, so I don't need that guy. So this one I need to go back downstairs and plug that in, because that's the output of the polymer resin that's going to be inputting into plastic and rubber production. Come on, come on. Which is, where is that? It's over there. So that's going to be going into this guy. Okay, Mark 4 belt. That should line up perfectly. That guy. All right, so that'll be polymer resin coming down and getting thrown into these guys to get me residual rubber, residual plastic. We got water. That's good. So the water, is this thing filling up with water? Beautiful. Okay, the next thing would be, I think we're almost done, actually. I think the only thing I have left to do, I think I need to maybe plug in my machines upstairs, potentially. But I need the fuel coming down here. And it's 300 fuel a minute. 300 fuel a minute. And we're gonna bring that. The good thing is that I don't actually need a. I don't need a buffer tank, but I'm still going to make a buffer tank. And I'm not sure. I think it's going to be coming from that direction, so I probably want to put that right here to kind of line up with what we had over there. Come on. I don't know where I need to aim to get it so that the bottom lines up with the bottom. I can never figure out where I need to aim that. Aim my cursor for that. Where do I aim the cursor? It's probably somewhere on this guy. That? Is that right? That's right. Okay, that's what I wanted. Although I actually want this over one more space. There. And I want a buffer tank here. And it's going to be 300 fuel a minute, which will definitely need a Mark II pipe. This. Pipe. Center. 1, 2, 1, 2. There. Can't. Okay, that's fine. We have plastic literally right over here. Thankfully, well, yes. If it's sitting here, then we should have some in here. Perfect. I may be out of rubber, but at least I have plastic, because I don't think I'm using... Well, I think I'm using a small amount of plastic in my factory. I'm using up a ton of rubber in my factory. Rubber is actually the item I need more of. Okay. But soon that'll be a problem for fast rand, because we're about to be looking good here, I think. And I'm going to cover this up. Where is it? This guy. There. There. And there. Okay. So now we will just need to bring the fuel through somewhere. I'm going to put a pipe floor hole there so I know a place where it could go. Will that reach? But that might not necessarily be where it does go. That's just an option. So that will bring us fuel. So now it's the hard part. Figuring out where all this fuel goes. Because some of it's going to go across to our crazy giant power plant. But 300 of it's going to go down there. Is that right? 30 times 10? I think that's right. There's some happy little spaghetti. What's up, Vega? It's totally not spaghetti. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no spaghetti here at all. Is my plastic and rubber overflowing to a sink? Yes, way down the line. But I'm probably going to do a second sink closer to it to make sure. Because way down the line, I have a sink over there that plastic and rubber gets backed up on. But I'll have an extra sink over here just to make sure, because we want to make sure that's definitely something you have to worry about with plastic and rubber, is not having it back up on you. So, good reminder. I have some fuel over here, right? Okay. Oh, nice, Jittery. You watched the video on pipes that Vega did? Nice. Okay, so where is fuel? Fuel is here. I don't even have an output for these yet, do I? No, I haven't done that. Okay, 1,600 fuel a minute. So the easiest thing will be 300 is going to go back down into plastic and rubber production. Do I have my pipe floor hole somewhere I can see it around here? Is that it right there? That is it right there. Okay. That is potentially doable, but will be a bit of overlap. Can I can move it over a bit if I want to. I probably want to put it like right here would be better. Right here. Only danger really is that you could impact your fuel supply, which could cause a power outage. Right, yes. Okay, so I want 300 fuel a minute going this way. So that would be 3 of these machines. Is there a way I can have 300 go that way and then it overflow into my power production? Is that a thing I can do? I don't think smart pipes are a thing yet, so I don't know if there's a way to do factory looking shiny. Thanks, Ramses. We're about to complete one of our most complex builds I've ever done. You're now building your fluid stores on a higher floor to take advantage of static pressure. Nice. There are valves. Yeah, I'm trying to think how I would do that, because basically... I want to do horizontal to vertical. 1, 2. One, 2, 3 of these guys. Is that even? If I have 100 a minute, let's just do. Let's. Doodle. I only need to do Mark 1 for the outputs of these guys, though. If I do this, and I only want 300 a minute going down this way, if I put a valve over here to make it so that this never flows to the left... Well, okay, that's something. I could have this connected to the rest of the pipe, but put a valve that goes to the right. And what that would mean is we would always send 300 this way. So if this ever backs up, it would try to go that way, but a valve would make it so that this would never flow that way. Is that what I want? What am I planning to do again? I want 300 fuel a minute to go downstairs, because that is being applied. 300 fuel is being applied to a recycled plastic and rubber build. So I want 300 fuel to always go that way. There are times when that might back up, and if that backs up, I think I want this to be able to flow that way. So maybe I want a valve here going that way. I guess the question is, I want these 3 to primarily go that direction, but if it ever backs up, I want it to go that direction. I bet you I could do something with the directional thing, an X crossing vertically. I think I know what you're saying. I think if I actually have... Okay, I have an idea. Using some stuff Vega suggested previously. If I have this at a lower level... That would mean it'd have to fill up this lower level completely before it ever flow the other direction. And then I have it go up from here. Pipes will always fill from bottom to the top. The top output is the excess. Yeah, so if we did something like this, and I put a valve going this direction, that would mean this stuff never flows into there, but this stuff, if it ever completely fills, will overflow going in that direction. Is that right, Vega? I think that's correct. This valve will keep it so that the fuel on this line will never back up into there, but this, if it ever fills up, will overflow into that direction. I think, nice. That's kind of poor man's rich man's smart pipe filter splitter thing, I think. Cool. All right. Using Vega's video. There we go. There we go. We're gonna get people to watch your video, Vega. Get people to watch your pipe mechanics video. I guess we'll have to see if this actually works in practice, but where's the line? I can't see it. There. There. So only need Mark 1s. Okay, this did not line up correctly. There. If I do the same thing on this guy, oh, that one looks good. There. There. I could also gate it if I want to by using these as Mark 1 pipes, since Mark 1 pipes only do 300 a minute, but I don't think I want to do that. If the other end ever fills up, it could backflow. I'm talking about if this end filled up, it would backflow into here, but the valve should keep that from being an issue, right? Yeah, with the valve, that should make that a non-issue, I think. Okay, now the next thing I got to figure out is I have pipes that can hold 600, and I have 1,800 worth of fuel I'm going to be making. Is that right? 100 fuel times how many of these guys? 1,600 fuel is what I'm making. So if I'm using a 3 to go that way, I would only want to use a max of 3 here, because that would, if we ever get 600, that's the max the pipe could handle. So I'm going to only do 1, 2, 3 of these guys here. So this will be one pipe that is pretty much 300 a minute, but I think I'm going to want to have the ability to have this overflow up to 600 a minute. Okay, and so we'll have a new pipe that'll be 600 a minute. I think what I want to do is just stack these pipes and know that each one is a 600 a minute pipe. So to do that, let's see, the end of this is over here. So we'll go middle of this guy right here. You wish they just had an overflow valve. It would make piping this game so much easier. Maybe they will eventually do that. They seem to be good about making things that are that help that make things more, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Quality of life, increase quality of life. How much did I say I'm doing? 1,600 divided by 3. Okay, so I only need 3 pipes. 2 at 1,200, and then 1 will be the extra that won't be the full 600. So I'm gonna have this bottom one. Now let's have the top one be the one that won't be completely filled, because that would go up to field generators that might not be on all the time. So that would be this first guy. Let's do a wall guy. What's do I not have that on my bar? Actually, I think I can go like this and go E wall support. There we go. Kind of have this thing through the wall here. If I ever want to expand all that, I would want this to go through the floor, actually. Yeah, I think I might want to do a similar thing as the other guy to make this all expandable to be able to go through the floor. So, how do I want to do that? I would want to do like floor holes. So like this guy would be here. This guy would be here. And this guy would be here. And one, two there. Or is that even? That is even. Good. If I make this not noodle, probably look better. R. Ooh, that looks clean. Okay. And then, damn it. Oh yeah, there. 1, 2. Ho 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 ho! That looks really good. That looks really good. Making things that are more better. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. All right. In order to build these pipes, what I'm going to do is build a temporary platform here. This. And this. Okay. And this will be where we get our pipes going across. Okay. So we'll pipe across over here. I'll just do this. Backdoor temporary builds. Jittery Owl. Don't worry. I got those temporary builds covered. Okay, so this is going to be where that guy comes across. The floor hole right in the middle here. That guy. I'm actually going to want to have that go here, and then one here. Okay. Now how am I going to make this work? These guys are going to need to go across. I think I can have this go above that one and then down. So if I get a stackable, I think I have to do stackables for this. If I go just that high, I think that will work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Either there or there. Can that go straight down? Oh man, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, I tell you. So this guy would go up to this, and go across to there, and that would go to the higher level one. Perfect. Okay. And these guys, be a little awkward because I'll need to bring it across to this and go around this guy. So how would I make that work? Like that. And I can have those guys come across and a little bit around. It'll be a little spaghetti, but I think that'll work because I want to plug these two in to 4 from the other side. Break on through to the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right there. For that. And mark 1 into that. And then that. And can I put this in here? I feel like I can make this a little cleaner here. If I have this to basically mirror what that guy's doing right there. And then have it go across. and then a guy right in the middle. Utimus. Okay. So that I can plug 4 outputs of these guys into, and then the last one will go into there. Okay. You knew you could count on me for permanent temporary builds? Perfect. The bulb tree needs like a little glass atrium around it. Make it a building amenity. There we go. It'll be... yeah. All right. Where's my glass walls? So it's like... What is this damn tree being in the way? No, it's beautiful. Oh, I'm out of silica. I can't build it. I can actually do that. Well, future Rand will make it. It'll be... Here at Fix It Industries, we know that you need to see nature every once in a while. So we have walled off nature for you to look at while you continue to work hard. Fix It Industries, we care about your health. Okay, so here we go. So this guy's going to be on the bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the one over will be above it. Yes. As you say at work, POC, proof of concept, permanent on completion. Wait, I need to not do it this way. We need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there should be 4 more after it. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5th one here. 1, 2, 1, 2. This only has 1 output, right? Yes, it's only fuel. Perfect. And who was it earlier was asking about they want to see these things in action? We are soon going to get to see these blenders actually do their blending. So soon, TM, the blending will begin. Me! Alright, Zombie Shop, soon we get to check it out. You know what? I should have this go underneath, too. I should have these ones go underneath. Yes. So that would be... I should have this go underneath right here. That's there. And then... Do. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, so I need to figure out where this is going to, which would be right underneath this guy right here. Okay, so right there. Ooh, can I have this? Can I have this be lined up right with this? Oh, it's gonna be a little spaghetti. A little spaghetti. It'll be close though. 1, 2. There. Just a little spaghetti. But the spaghetti will be underneath, so we'll be fine. Does that go through my pipes in here? It actually does. That goes through my piping here. But it's actually slightly underneath it, so I'm going to say that's fine. It's fine. This guy. There we go. And now, if I ever build more machines here, I think, let's check this. I think that piping actually does slightly get in the way, doesn't it? Okay, let's have it come from the other side. That should be doable. I have it come from... Actually, this entire pipe is in the way, isn't it? Can I have this go around the other direction? Yes, I can. That's what I should have done. Let's fix this. Future Rand will appreciate that I'm working so hard to make it so that this all works. I want to, as much as I can, build my builds in a way that is expandable and repeatable. 1, 2, 1, 2, there, and then there. And so this guy What am I doing? That's gonna go across. So yes. This is definitely spaghetti, though. This is definitely spaghetti. There's probably a better way I could do this, but I can't think of it. So. Let's do this as noodle. Will probably look better. There. Okay. A little bit of pipes going around each other. That's some idiocracy right there. Wait, you made a recommendation on the QA site that they should add a blender recipe for making power shards. Literally blend up the slugs to make power shards. That's funny. All right, am I going to be cool with that? Yeah, I'm cool with that. Although I don't like that this is not straight. How did I make this not straight? I don't know how I did that. Should be here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Although it needs to go up 1. This. 1, 2, 1, 2. There. And there. Okay, that should be straight. And it goes around these guys. Okay, that's good enough. The piping, I could spend all day trying to make my pipes look good, but that's good enough. And then the final guy is going to go in the middle here. So we're going to want a floor hole here. And do that for over here. Pipes literally have a noodle mode. Spaghetti is allowed. That's the excuse anyway. Hey, if they didn't want to make me making spaghetti, why did they add a noodle mode? Riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this. Okay. There. I'm going to need around about right about here. That guy. And that would probably get us all the way over, but 1, 2. That goes down there. This goes to there. This goes to there. So that 1, 2. This. 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 And noodle mode. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 400 a minute. Wait, that should be 600 a minute. Oh, my brain. 100 times 16. 1,600 a minute. 2 with 600 should be 1,200, and then 1 extra should be 400. Crap, I did this wrong. Crap, I did this wrong. Okay, that's fine. Because I want 3. These 3 should actually be plugged into 1 extra. These 4 should be connected to 2, and then 6 over there. Oh, I did all this piping and I did it wrong. Okay, so I need to... So it should be these 4. So 300's going downstairs, the plastic and rubber. 1 excess will flow that way, and then we'll have probably about 100 extra going over. Then it should be 2 600s. Okay, let's fix this. Let's fix this. So that should be this one guy. This is right. I just need to replug in some things. So these 2 guys need to go in with this guy. Okay, that'll be a quick fix. Okay. So. Is that straight? That's not straight. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, this, this. This will plug into this. And we do this. And this. Let me count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plugged into. Follow this guy around. 1, 2 of these. So this should be to here. And then we'll be able to do 6 on the other one, and that'll fix it. 1, 2. There's just a slight brain fart, but we got there. We got there. I don't know why I'm losing track with this, dealing with 1,600 fuel. So that's 2 on that side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there we go. So that will be 600 a minute going to the middle guy. This top guy is actually only going to be about 100 a minute with a little overflow maybe. And this other one should be 600 minutes. That will give us 2 full pipes of 600 a minute. Let me get this other pipe set up, which is going to be not this. At least I figured this out early before completely getting all my pipes set up. Okay. Mark 1 noodle. Mark 1 noodle. And let's count this up. Make sure I did that right. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll be this pipe right here, which now we got to get across over there. Okay. I'm going to deconstruct all these platforms here once we get everything in place. Horizontal to vertical. Or did I do this noodle mode? Actually, no, I think I did horizontal to vertical, but all I had to do was plug it in where it needs to go. Which is... I didn't leave a hole in the ground. Which is here. Is that nice and clean? That looks nice and clean. Okay. I don't need this to come up here, though, do I? No. I need this to go straight across. So, I should have had a thing here. And I don't even need this guy to come across, do I? I had this coming across originally to combine them. But what I actually need on this guy is to combine down here. All right. One day I will have this set up the way I actually want it. I should have had the long tube set up here originally. Let's do that now. That'll help me figure out what I need to do with these last little bits. So, have this be straight as long as I can get it. Giggity, that's what she said. So that guy is there. This guy is there. This guy is there. Okay, now I know where the pipes are going. This guy plugs into that. This guy plug into that, but I needed to combine that one with this one. And this guy will come across from the other side. Combine with this guy, right? Oh, I ran out of plastic again, damn it. Apparently making 5,000 Mark II pipes uses up a lot of plastic, I guess. This. And this. All right, we're almost done with this part. Actually, I'm going to need to move those pipes across too, so let's get extra plastic. But okay, almost done with this part, which I think will finish everything over here, I think. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, everybody. I see the light. And it's about time for a break. So let me finish these pipes. We'll take our first break, and then we will, after the break, we'll actually finish everything. Which will be getting the fuel plugged in over there. And I think getting fuel plugged into the fuel generators is the final thing we will need to do, I think. Okay, that looks good. So with all that piping done, I should be able to... Actually, I don't even need to deconstruct this because we use that for the water pipes. So we'll keep that in place. We will deconstruct. So we got these pipes coming kind of underneath there, but that still works. Our pipes kind of go over. I fill this in. That goes down to there, and I just need to plug... Actually, can I do... You talked about doing this. Can I plug this in right to a pipe hole? I thought you said I could plug that right into a pipe hole. Maybe I can only do it on wall holes or something. Because if I can't, this is going to be a little awkward. Oh, I think I can make this work. 1, 2, 1, 2. This. I'm going to do that. Does that plug in? I don't know if that plugs in, actually. You know what I can do? I just won't use a floor hole here. I'll just put this guy right here. Line it up as best as possible I can and just not use a floor hole. There. There. And that'll look fine. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Do this. And there we go. That looks quite good. We've hidden our pipes under the floor. Like a good, I don't know, a good plumber would do, maybe. I just want to deconstruct all the things holding it onto the floor. You know what? Maybe I should keep these platforms because I might want to do this again at some point, or might need to do this again. So we're gonna leave these as service corridors underneath here, so I can service all this stuff if I need to. And you know what? I'm even gonna do like we did over on our original coal build, which is put a ramp. So if I ever need to service it, I have access to it. So there we go. And oh, there's a way to get that half thing there. How did I do that before? Isn't it like connecting to this guy? I think I can like. I saw a half thing there for a second. Where was it? This. Oh, now that's awkward. I know there's a way to do these half things. You know what? Let's just make it easy on us and put a catwalk right here. There. That will do what we want it to do. Keep us from falling through the hole. We are OSHA approved around here. Okay, so now what we have is 600 a minute, and then 100 plus extra. So we're gonna GG cookie time this build. I need to open a new Milka thing, but GG cookie time, almost done. Sorry, I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. Do a quick save. What I'm gonna do, stand up, stretch, use restroom, take my first break. When we come back, we'll figure out where the rest of this fuel is going to the fuel generators. And I think we'll be able to actually turn this thing on. Which, I'm spitting all over myself. Which will be awesome. So AFK for just a bit, my friends. Y'all rock. See you in just a second.